becoming a man of your word in prison, and that lifestyle that you were living in there of becoming somebody credible, somebody that people could count on. You took those life lessons that you learned in there and you brought them with you to the street so that those who were watching you knew that they could count on you. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes.
And that is awesome, because that's all we have, right? In prison, you only have one thing. You only have your word. Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina, and today we have a special guest with us here all the way from Florida, and we are excited to be able to do this video call, Zoom call, with Rafael Figueroa. Did I say that right, Rafael?
It's Figueroa.
Figueroa. You know, and I actually met you, man, what, back in 2008?
Yes.
2008. It's been a while since you and I were connected, but I am so glad to know that you're home, that you're doing well, and actually have this opportunity to share your story with all the people who are going to see this video and to see TYRO TV, because they need to hear what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're maintaining success. So without further ado, Rafael, tell us about yourself, where you come from, and where you're at today.
So where I'm from, obviously I was born in Ohio. As soon as I got my parole, I was paroled straight to Florida. As you know, as you said, I'm in Florida. And right now I'm just, from doing 23 years in prison, I'm trying to get my bearings. I'm getting my feet right and making sure my employment, and just, you know, slowly easing myself back into the flows of free living compared to incarcerated living.
So you did how much time, and you've recently been released, is that right?
Yes, I've recently just got released. I got released July 1st of this year. Like I said, after doing 23 years in prison.
Man.
And it's a big jump. It's a good change, but also a hard change. And like I say, this is a good struggle, not a hard one.
That's a great struggle. That's right. You know, what's really exciting, you said you were with people, you're with family that is giving you support and helping you into this transition, right? Leaving from not only the penitentiary, but leaving from one state to another state. So you're starting from fresh, you're starting with a brand new identity, right? You're at a place now as a TYRO, ready to face everything that's in front of you, right?
Yes, I'm ready to face it. It's like you said, a new start. I wanted a whole new change in life. So the reason why I chose to live in Florida is because the opportunities that would have been granted to me without history truly been looking at me. Obviously, from TYRO training, we know that, and I think you actually changed the color on us, but at the time, purple people in a blue world, that part's there, but my name doesn't hold any type of negative effect out here. So it's a new beginning, a new change. And that's the main reason why I'm out here.
All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue this great conversation with Rafael. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Welcome to TYRO. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm TYRINA. And Ron and I are the co-creators of TYRO.
TYRO is a Latin word, which means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new, a warrior.
Your job isn't to extract value from your friends, your family, or your community. Your job is to create value in every situation that you find yourself in, to help others become more successful. So what I want you to do is I want you to list 3 things that you add to your friendships, to your family, and to your community.
Listen, you are fighting every day for something, and maybe you don't even know what you're fighting for, but when TYRO comes into your life, it's there not only to empower you, but to give you a clear vision and a clear direction of what you're fighting for.
So really what TYRO means is to fight for your legacy, to become a leader in your home, your community, and your workplace.
Hello guys, I'm Tremaine Hall. lead coach of the TYRO Fitness program.
And I'm Brandon TYRINA, the Senior Director of TYRO Support Services. We partnered together to bring you such an amazing workout program that's going to take you to the next level.
Because there is a measure of joy and a measure of pain in everybody's life. So when we think about shock and the impact of shock, typically people don't find themselves stuck in shock. Most of the time, people can navigate out of that.
So here's what we want you to do. We want you to think of a time that you experienced shock in your life, and we want you to write it down. Welcome back to TYRO TV. Today we're having a great interview with Rafael Figueroa. That's not right. How do you say it, Rafael?
Figueroa.
Figueroa. I got to say that over and over again. But you know what? This is a great opportunity for us to hear about the journey of Rafael from the penitentiary to the community. And what does it take to really live a life of honor and good character? So Rafael, my question for you now is, what does TYRO mean to you? What does it mean to be a TYRO?
So what does it mean to be a TYRO? For me, it's being part of a very strong legacy that was created. It's a family. As it says in the TYRO handbook, iron sharpens iron. And you go through a lot of programs in the penitentiary, and a lot of times you get your certificate, you put it away, and that's all it is a piece of paper in your lockbox, a piece of paper in a folder. But with TYRO, it's an ongoing thing. You know, TYRO teaches TYRO. TYRO brings in new TYRO. TYRO's walk creates curiosity from people who's never been through TYRO. And it's because TYRO creates such strong personalities that lets guys know that we are not alone in the struggle, that we can move forward with each other. We don't have to go through it alone. And that's why I always say it's just a strong legacy. It's that warrior mentality of just keep going, keep pushing forward. And that's been my legacy ever since. You know, I stand strong today because TYRO gave me the tools to push forward and made sure that I didn't just put my certificate away for graduating any type of program. You encouraged me to continue. You encouraged me to facilitate, to keep giving back as much as I was taking in. And a lot of programs don't do that. So TYRO will always be a very strong legacy in the path and the legacy that I leave behind.
Man, that's a great word. I appreciate that answer, because that's what TYRO is for a lot of people. You know, not only working with you, but working with the families. Let me ask you this. What is it that you're looking now in your future? When you think about TYRO, how are you implementing, or what principles are you implementing that's going to take you to your next level in life?
So the main tool that I use from TYRO, and I'm probably going all the way out of line by saying almost every TYRO uses it, but my favorite tool that I use and it keeps me pushing is D-tip. Don't take it personal.
Well, that's a good word.
You know, nothing that happens to me do I take personal. Everybody is allowed and allotted their feelings and their ideas and their beliefs. Perception is key. So I don't take anything personal. And I keep moving forward because that's the legacy I'm trying to leave behind. I'm trying to be part of this great legacy. I'm trying to fulfill what was started in me through TYRO many years back. So D-tip, don't take it personal. Greatest tool you could ever give.
You know, that's a great word, and you're right. That has an impact on many people. When you think about what is the difference between a value statement and an observation, and when people are always living in the world of value statements, it's about them. It's that selfish mentality. But when you just see as somebody says something, maybe towards you or about something, it's just an observation. It's not directed towards you. Therefore, if we can live with that principle, D-tip, don't take it personal, because it ain't about us, man. I appreciate that. You know, let me ask you this question here. What inspires you now? As you're in Florida, you're seeing everything happening, and Florida is a booming place. What is inspiring you to create not only you mentioned the legacy, but what is inspiring you to build something for other people?
So my inspiration that inspires me to continue moving and, inspire others is mainly my family. Believe it or not, before TYRO, obviously my character probably could have been considered a little shaky. After TYRO, with the goals set in mind, and obviously, as I talked about D-tip, and just understanding that perception is key, and I can't hold everybody accountable for how they feel. They're allowed to feel the way they feel. But making the change after TYRO and seeing that my family saw it and seeing that my family was standing behind me even stronger than they were before. They actually seen the change in me. They liked the change in me. So now they're behind me 100%. So knowing that I got their back and knowing that they stand with me, it pushes me to go forward. And even when I do stop, there's still someone behind me pushing me. I'm not done yet. And I'm never going to be done, as they say.
That's
so
a good word.
Now is what you guys really hammered home to me is family, especially my children. I want to leave behind a legacy for them besides the institution. I want to leave behind a legacy that shouts that our family name is just as strong as the TYRO name.
Ooh, good word, good word. Well, listen, we got to take another break, but when we come back, we want to ask Rafael, what's the biggest challenge he's facing now in life, and how is he doing in handling them and overcoming them? So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Finding your purpose should not be rocket science. Why is it in life when we get excited about something, when something comes our way and we know that this is our purpose, we know this is the reason why we were put here on earth, we allow life and the circumstances thereof to snatch our joy, to steal our dreams? Why is it that we allow those things to just suffocate our growth?
Because we make it so complicated. You need a program that shows you the process, that lays it out in front of you so that you know exactly when you're on track to unleash your fullest potential.
Because the word is, if you're faithful in the little things, you will be faithful in the big things.
In this program, we're going to teach you the process to actually reach your dreams. Some of you don't even know what your dreams are, so we're going to help you unlock that and unleash that. And then we're going to give you the process to step through all of the challenges, overcome every single obstacle in order to reach and achieve those dreams.
Part of the process of you becoming a new person for you is understanding what it means to be a TYRO, right? You're going to start reciting a pledge that is going to become your new mantra for your life, called the TYRO Pledge. And I promise you, this will change the way you think about you.
We're going to teach you the difference between a value statement and an observation. We're going to give you the formula on how to be successful investing your time and energy. We're going to walk you through the process of developing a mission statement.
This is not going to be easy. This is not a cakewalk. But if you're ready to live up to your greatest potential, to take on every challenge that's in front of you and conquer them, then you're ready to be a TYRO.
You must know you are not on this path alone. As you go through this course, you're going to be going through this course with people all across the world. There are TYROs worldwide that are waiting to welcome you into this community, to become a person worth following and join the network that is transforming their lives and their communities.
The greatest honor of completing TYRO is to earn the TYRO pen. Many people from across the world, from all walks of life, have earned the TYRO pen by completing the 12 workshops that are in this program. But just because you signed up, and maybe you showed up for one or two of them, doesn't give you the right to earn the TYRO pin. You must complete this entire program to be pinned a TYRO.
This pinning is an outward symbol of something that's happened on the inside. Because throughout the TYRO process, you are going to be awakened to your purpose and your dreams. Your heartbeat begins to resurrect and beat again for the passion of being a leader in your home, your community, and your workplace.
If your dreams don't scare you, then you are not dreaming big enough. Sign up for this program if you're ready to be pushed to your greatest potential. Sign up for this program if you're ready to live the next level of life. You have what it takes. Everything that you need is right inside you. We're here to help you pull it out, your greatest potential. Quit running from yourself. Become the man or the woman that you were called to be here today, right now. Welcome back to TYRO TV. Today we are talking with Rafael out of Florida, and this is an exciting day for me and for all of us. We were talking about connecting with family. We're talking about building a legacy. And Rafael, I heard you really mention that your inspiration is your family. But what challenges did you have to face to really win them over, to connect with them as you were transitioning from the penitentiary mindset to the freedom, the mindset of freedom, and maybe even entrepreneurship, and maybe even the hard worker mentality, not expecting anybody to give you something, but you had to work hard for it and earn it. So, but what was the biggest challenge you had to face in order to convince your family that you're the real deal?
I think my biggest challenge that I faced was right before the transition of being released. Obviously, they've heard me talk. They've seen the way I operate within an institutional setting. But everybody had their curiosities of how I would operate in a setting where, the freedom setting, there's nobody watching you. There's no constant guard over you. So the biggest challenge as I faced when I came home was showing the family that, yes, the last time I've been in the free world when I was 19, and now facing the world as a 42-year-old man, that my goals are real, my work ethic is real, my values in life is real. And even though it was one of my hardest challenges, whether they know it or not, maybe I should let them know now that I'm talking about it to you, is they played a very pivotal role in making it easy for me, because they weren't on me 24/7. They watched me, but they wouldn't let me move and make decisions on my own. And I think part of the reason what made them understand that the person that I was showing them while I was incarcerated is also the same real authentic person out here is, once again, another TYRO mechanism that I got from you is, don't be scared to ask for help. And you best believe I've asked for help every step of the way and expressed where I was struggling at, why I was struggling, and they were more than happy to help me. So that was like my biggest challenge, was actually proving that what they seen while I was incarcerated wasn't just an incarcerated person. It's not something that I left in the penitentiary. I brought that foundation home with me, and I'm showing them that it can't be broken, that it can only get stronger as we build on it.
So what I hear you saying is that becoming a man of your word in prison, and that lifestyle that you were living in there of becoming somebody credible, somebody that people could count on, you took those life lessons that you learned in there and you brought them with you to the street so that those who were watching you knew that they could count on you. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes.
And that is awesome, because that's all we have, right? In prison, you only have one thing. You only have your word.
That is absolutely.
And so now that I see you, now that you're out there, they're counting on you. And I appreciate what you said too. You mentioned when people are watching you or when they're not watching you, you're the same when they're not watching you, even when they're watching you. That's called integrity. That's you manifesting being a man of integrity. And integrity is what you do when nobody's watching.
Yes.
Right? And you're the same when somebody's watching you and when they're not watching you. What I also heard you say was that you're the real deal. That when you say, you know what, your work ethic that you created while you were incarcerated, you bringing that with you out here, and it's real. That your mindset of being a man of honor that you were producing and creating while you were incarcerated, you brought that out here, and it's real. I love that, man.
And, I appreciate it, but believe it or not, obviously you do believe it. That ethic, that integrity, all that started during the TYRO process. That's what the program does. The program literally lets a guy know that where I stand at that time didn't define who I'm going to be. You gave me the ability to see beyond the prison gates. So my integrity, I walked it. I didn't only talk it, but I walked it. As you always talk about, don't talk it, walk it.
Yeah. I love what you just said too. The saying is, your past does not define who you are, but it will qualify you for your future if you let it and learn from it. And that's what I see with you, Rafael. I see you becoming that man that you've been dreaming about, that you've been practicing in theory almost inside the penitentiary. And now you get to implement that which you said you're going to be. And that's what's really exciting. You know, I know you're in Florida. I know you have people here in Ohio, but your people in Ohio too, you may not be totally connected with them because you're in Florida, but they're watching and they're waiting to see if you're the real McCoy. And what excites me is when that day happens, when that breakthrough happens in your life, and they start to come around, they say, he is the man of honor that he is, that he says he is. He is somebody you can count on. He is that TYRO dad, that TYRO man of honor. And when they come around to really get a sense and see who you are, I know that that breakthrough in your life is going to be powerful, and we want to be part of that, capturing that experience that your family has of getting reconnected with you all the way. All right, Rafael, we got to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about Rafael's dreams. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.
I'm your coach, Tremaine Hall. We're looking forward to getting you to the next level in where you want to be in fitness. Our whole method is to make you mentally tough and also physically strong. We're going to start with dynamic warm-up, lower core, upper body, and also full body blast. Get ready to take your fitness to the next level with TYRO Fit and Stenos.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. Today we are talking with Rafael out of Florida. And I want to ask you about this. I want to talk about your dreams. You know, what is it that you're getting up in the morning and you got goals and you got ambitions? Can you share with us right now, what is it you're trying to accomplish and achieve?
So my dreams right now and accomplishments that I have set forth for myself, obviously from being, fresh home, is gainful employment. I mean, I definitely want to bring an income in, but as I work on my income, I want to continue moving towards the goals that I've set for myself from when I was in. Obviously, my goal is my main one is the IT field. I want to be in the computer network where I work on servers, where I repair servers, and also on the security aspect where if you're hacked or your computer's down or there's a virus, like these are things that were catching my attention from doing the little computer things that we had accessible to us within Grafton Reintegration Center. You know, we had the MOS lab, we had the IT technical coaxial and fiber optics connection. And it definitely caught my attention, and I came to find out that it's a very competitive field. I have a very high competitiveness inside me, and I think I can transition that. Also, I believe that doing that will help me transition to this new technical world that we live in now. So I'm just trying to get a foot in that, and that's my main goal, is to finish off as an IT guy that does the computer servers and the security.
Awesome. You know, that's a great field to go into in the IT world. You know, I got guys here that work for me that are very good at taking care of the computer. You know, all I know how to do is turn it on and send emails out. But you know what? So I count on others like yourself who have been educated and learn how to do all those things. And you're right. It is an open market out there. It's a great field to go into. So Rafael, as you work towards your dream, maybe even owning your company one day, what barriers are you facing, or what things are stopping you from achieving your goals? What are you doing to overcome those?
The barriers I'm facing as of right now is obviously a work history. 23 years incarceration. I mean, I put down certain odd jobs I've done, but when it comes to employee reference, I don't have it. And when they do the background check, obviously some companies still are a little iffy about hiring an ex-felon, especially an ex-felon that holds the charge that I hold, you know, being incarcerated for murder. So it's still a little rough with that. But I've overcome these challenges because, once again, taking mechanisms and tools that were given to me by the TYRO, I have asked for help. I have reached out, and my very own brother-in-law has got me set up to where I will be able to join a plumbing apprenticeship and hopefully move within getting my journeyman's within 2 to 3 years. That right there will suffice until obviously I reach my goal of the IT field. You know, being a journeyman, having a trade, that's something that was instilled in me from being a child, growing up. Get you a trade, get into the work field, in the workforce, some type of union, some type of, security in your life. So being that, I hopefully will be gainfully employed as a plumber's apprentice within the next week.
Man, that is exciting, because I know right now in our world that we live in, that is a high demand field to become a plumber and actually to go get your journeyman's. So I'm rooting for you in doing that. That is exciting. And I know that's also going to help you achieve your ultimate goal, is to become that IT technician, or even one day maybe owning your own computer store, computer business. And that's exciting. So let me ask you this. As you face those barriers, one of the things of being a TYRO is face everything and recover, right? We don't run from the challenges, we embrace them. What key principle, if you can give me another thing that you've learned of being a TYRO that has caused you to really rise up and not run from those things that might be a stigma? You said, when they do a background check, you don't run from it. I mean, you said you write it down, you put it down. What is that? Where did you find that courage? What is it that you're activating inside you that keeps you pressing on each and every day?
So the main thing that keeps me pressing on, the thing that gets me to stand up and continue to moving, I believe is what the foundation of TYRO is built on, is the family legacy, that family support, that family strength and bond that we were given. So yes, I may be turned down a few. I may get a few no's here and a few thank you for trying, but you're not what we're looking for there. But just as I was able to reestablish my bond in my family unit, that's enough for me to know that I'll be able to reestablish my bond in a free society again. I know I got to work twice as hard as the book says. Twice as hard.
Man, that is awesome. You've said it a lot. It's your family, that foundation, and that's key to anyone's success coming home from penitentiary. And maybe you don't have an immediate family, but that family of brotherhood, of other people that are surrounding you and supporting you. And I appreciate that, because you know what? I needed support. I needed help. I needed somebody, my family, to come around me and become my biggest cheerleaders. And that's what you're describing to me. The cheerleaders in your life that even when something gets set back, they're still rooting for you. They're still pushing you. They're still excited about you moving forward, that no matter what you're facing, they're here to root for you. All right, Rafael, we got to take another quick break, but when we come back, we're going to ask Rafael the question, one of the biggest questions: how do you maintain a healthy relationship in the midst of all this stress, all this brand newness in life? So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back to TYRO TV, and today we are talking with Rafael out of Florida, who was once in Ohio, but now he's in Florida. So Rafael, we talked a lot about family and the foundation there, and what it takes to really maintain that type of success within you and outside of you, is the family unit. So let me ask you this: what type of process do you have in place that keeps the stress level down? Because I know the dynamics when you're living with family, especially coming out of prison, right? Maybe not having a job, but counting for everybody else to pay your bills or pay your way. How do you deal with that? How do you manage sanity and keep the stress level down when it happens? What's your process?
So the process that I like to use when I'm going through the situations, or, like you said, when stress may arise with the family, is I'm big on communication. I can't remember the exact name of the chapter, but there is also a part in the TYRO Dad's Handbook where it speaks on communication. And it even goes as far as when you go into the couples therapy, it speaks on communication, communicating how you feel, letting people know where you're at on a mental level, emotional level, even if how you are on a physical level. So instead of keeping it bottled in, like the days of old where you just let it build and build, and then the pressure cooker can't hold no more and the top blows off, I speak. I speak when I'm feeling, stressed. I speak when I feel any type of fear. I speak when I'm upset about anything, no matter how small it is. And being able to communicate that has allowed not only me, but also the family to have an understanding of how to move and how to deal with a certain situation, whether it might be a walk, it might be a ride in the car, it might be a session where we all just sit down and just talk things out, and a lot of times usually my favorite is when everybody sits down and just literally speaks on how they feel, letting each other know this is what I expected, this is what I'm seeing, and stuff like that. So, but communication has been very, very key, as in dealing with the stresses of life. And even outside the house, like the job searching, when you speak on it, like, listen, like, I'm tired of, being someone that you have to take care of. I want to, make my own stake in this world. I want to stand for my own and take care of my own. I appreciate it, letting them know stuff like that. And it's been working. It's been working tremendously. Because they're not guessing. They're not looking at me trying to figure out what's going on. They're actually understanding what I'm going through because I'm able to communicate it properly through my communication that I've learned.
The key word I hear is healthy. And they're not having, and you said they're not having to guess where you're at because you guys have an open conversation. And this is key to success with anybody in whatever relationship you're having with anybody, your employer, with the people you work with, the mechanic down the road if he's working on your car, right? But when you're in an environment, because you came from Ohio to Florida and they've already established themselves there in Florida, but they're willing to take you in, and there had to be some guidelines, some rules set down, and you were able to, whatever it takes to be able to move in this home. And that means communicating. I'm not going to just be silent. I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. I'm going to tell you, and they're telling you, hey, these are what's expected. If you're going to live here, these are the rules that we have, right? And that's okay, right? That is okay. Because now you just did all that time in the penitentiary, and you became successful in the penitentiary to that level, but now the sky's the limit. And so if you're able to really maintain a healthy relationship with your family, when you get turned down from a job or maybe the doors haven't been open for you just yet as you apply for work, it's okay because you're going home to a healthy environment. People who love you and who are supporting you. And that is key to your success. So I really appreciate hearing you say that communication is the key, because if you keep it bottled up, like you said, put enough pressure on a pipe, what happens? Boom, it'll explode. Listen, you heard firsthand what it means to be a TYRO, the challenges we got to face when we leave the penitentiary. But there is life after penitentiary, and Rafael is proof of that. Rafael, who are you? Tell me your full name one more time.
I am Rafael Figueroa, and I am a TYRO.
Woo! My name is Ron Tijerina, and I am a TYRO. Thank you all. Until next time, always remember that I am rooting for you.